Happy Friday. Uh, Welcome back to another Fridays 45. I had planned on doing an Elvis record. Today is the anniversary of his death, but fate came in on Tuesday when I had a student walk up to me who had really starting to get into vinyl records last year. She heard Frank Sinatra's Fly Me to the Moon. And she said, do you have this record? And I actually did. Behind my desk, I have some vinyl behind my desk, and it was an old kind of scratched one. I'm like, oh, take it home and listen to it on your record player. She didn't have a record player. And so I said, there's this Crosley. Take this Crosley home. It's in the classroom. Take it home and you can play it. And she brought it back the next day. She said, I loved it. It's great. I love the whole album. And I said, well, just keep the Crosley over the summer. And then when I need it, in the fall, I'll come and get you. So she came to me this week and she came to me and said, I need to talk to you about a record. I said, meet me in my classroom in a little while. And so she came down and she handed me this note and it said, Copacabana, Barry Manilow. And I thought, wow, this is a sign. Okay, we're going to do Barry Manilow, Copacabana. And this song, I loved this song as a kid. And the instrumental, the worldly sound of the music in it, the disco sound in the music caught my ear as a kid. I remember listening to it on my mom's console. My mom was a huge Barry Manilow fan. This was definitely my favorite song. Played it all the time. So I decided, let's dig into Copacabana just a little bit. So you can see that it's printed on Arista Records. Arista was founded by Clive Davis in 1974. And he started building his artist. He ended up getting the Kinks, Lou Reed. He ended up getting Patti Smith, and even later on in her career, Aretha Franklin. He got the Grateful Dead printed on that, their biggest hit, Touch of Grey. And he also got the Whitney Houston, which was his biggest artist he had on Arista. So Arista, that's a little bit of a backstory on Arista. So let's talk a little bit about this record. It reached number 8 on the top 40. Barry Manilow won a Grammy for this record in 1979. It was actually thought of in Copacabana, Rio de Janeiro. Barry was there with one of his writers and said, let's write a song, let's do a story song. And so they did. And the song, actually, they started with a woman called Lola. Well, Lola is actually based on a real person, Loa Falana. Loa Falana was a singer, a dancer, and even an actress in the 70s. She was raised in Pennsylvania, and she actually didn't finish high school, went to New York to follow her dream of singing, dancing. And while she was in Atlantic City, she ran into Sammy Davis Jr., and then her career just went up. I mean, this woman has done it all. She's done musicals, she's done movies. She was on The Muppet Show in the 70s. She was on Johnny Carson. She was on Flip Wilson. So this woman was so good, she ended up doing a show in Vegas, and she got the nickname the Queen of Vegas. She played at the Sands, the Riviera. The Aladdin paid her $100,000 a week to be on there. So this gives you just a little bit of background about the record itself and Lola being a real person. The Copacabana, it's been in several different locations in New York throughout the years. It originally was kind of run by the mob. And it's interesting, the Copacabana has been featured in several movies like Raging Bull, Tootsie's, and it was in Goodfellas. So my question to you this week is, when it's in Goodfellas, I want to know who is the singer that's singing when they show that scene. Who's the singer in that scene? Here's a little hint. The singer's real son played him. I hope you have a great weekend. It's been fun digging into Copacabana just a little bit. So enjoy your weekend, be safe, and I'll see you on the flip side.